What it do? What's on your mind Monday? Yeah. Reason why relationships fails.
According to LHS Magpie, according to Giovanni Knight, comprehension is frequently more crucial than the communication itself. Even if more effort is put into crafting a message, if the other person is unable to understand it, they will not have been as successful as intended.
What's up? What's happening about life, fam? You know what today is? That's right. It is What's on Your Mind Monday. And y'all know what's on my mind is comprehension versus communication. And what I mean by that is when people are in relationships or at a job or whatever it is that requires you to converse, more so, this is directed for people who are in relationships and you trying to convey a message or what's the issue that is going on with you and the other person ain't comprehending. Guess what? That seems to be the demise and sometimes the end of many relationships because people, not all people, but I guess most people just don't understand. Just like Will Smith say, to all you kids all across the land, take from me, parents just don't understand. It be the shit for me. It might not do it for y'all, but it's gonna do it for me. Yee! Right about life. I'm a P from the ITT. Just Google me. You can see what the life be. With the ups and downs. Cause I'm all around. I might be in your town. It's going down. I'm a tickler and a motivator. What's up? What's happening about life, fam? You know what today is? That's right. It is What's on Your Mind Monday. And y'all know what's on my mind is comprehension versus communication. And what I mean by that is when people are in relationships or at a job or whatever it is that requires you to converse, more so, this is directed for people who are in relationships and you trying to convey a message or what's the issue that is going on with you and the other person ain't comprehending. Guess what? That seems to be the demise and sometimes the end of many relationships because people, not all people, but I guess most people just don't understand. Just like Will Smith say, to all you kids all across the land, take from me, parents just don't understand. Right about life, fam. I'm at one of my favorite little places that I like to eat at. Habits. It's a habit that I have formed here in Citrus Heights, as y'all can see. Nice little evening. Comprehension is the first thing I want y'all to get some understanding about.
Here's the definition of comprehension: the action or capability of understanding something.
All right, so now we understand what comprehension is. Man, I'm telling you, being in relationships and trying to discuss some issues, problems, etc. that is going on. Why is it? And we all are guilty of this because we don't quite understand that in order for us to get to a solution, when we're going through something, we need to try and comprehend and understand what the person is saying. You know, sometimes, or some people might think, well, that sounds like men versus women because women feel as though we don't understand them. Well, women, we do understand you to a certain degree, but it's just that you guys tend to go more on how you feeling as opposed to men. Like, we have feelings too, right? But we try to use our head not the little head, because that ain't what's going on. We talking about the big head. So with the big head engaged, we tend to think a little more logical, right? What makes sense? Like what people saying nowadays, right? The phrase, make it make sense. Because ladies, if it ain't making sense to us, or even sounds like something that we can feel, get into, right, and understand, we're gonna be like, no, I don't know what you're saying, baby, because I ain't feeling it. So the next thing bring us to is what? Communication.
Here's the definition of communication: the imparting or exchanging of information or news.
So communication. Communication, believe it or not, there's an art to communicating. You know, what I like to say is some people, excuse me, instead of talking with each other, they talking at each other. So what I mean by that is this: when you talking at each other, it's like with the comprehension thing, right? You're not understanding, so you're talking just at the person because you done made up your mind and you done drew your own conclusion as to what you want the outcome to be and what's going to come out of your mouth. Now, talking with the person is understanding the person, also with the person effectively communicating, conveying what it is that they want to say in a way that you understand it. So communication is very important, like how we say communication is key. Yes, it is key. But if you do not know how to effectively communicate, well then what's the point of wanting to talk and discuss what is going on if you can't do that in a way that the person understands what you're saying, right? So I brought an OG expert in this topic, and do y'all know who that is? It's somebody that we haven't seen in a very long time. In a long time. Do y'all know who that is? That is Uncle Shan. Uncle Shan, what you gotta say to him, Uncle Shan? Tell him something, because, you know, I can say what I want to say. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. Or maybe they need to hear it from an OG. Uncle Shan, go ahead, man. Yeah, so, you know, nephew, back in my day, the women, they were different. I guess you could say that the women, they were pretty much raised to be wives. So being that they was raised to be wives, it was already understood from the start that they knew how to take care of man, in a sense of taking care of the home. They knew how to nurture a man, and they understood a man. And it was vice versa, because the times was different. But I noticed with these modern day women, y'all out here trying to date these modern day women, it seemed like things has evolved to where is that, like Beyonce be saying, all the single ladies raise your hand, you the boss, and you don't need a man and all that stuff. I'm here to let y'all know that that got to change, because in order to effectively be in a relationship, so you're not going to always understand what they saying. So if you don't understand what they saying, it is a good idea to ask, baby, you know I'm not retarded, but can you break it down so I can understand and make sense of it? So with that being said, y'all know who I am. I am Uncle Shan. It's been a long time. He didn't have me behind the scenes and shit. You know, I've been behind the scenes looking at him and watching him and everything, and just waiting when he was gonna bring me back out. But look, he didn't have brought Uncle Shan back out. So Uncle Shan is back out. That's all I got to say. I want to give that advice to y'all. Is don't talk at each other. Talk with each other. Break it down to the lowest common denominator for y'all to understand. Because nowadays it is hard to find true love. And with that being said, so yeah, as I was saying, you know, it's hard to find true love. So even if you got some old school love, and it ain't been treating you right, it doesn't seem to be right, well, you know what you got to do? You got to evolve with the times. Because you can't be holding on to shit. And what I mean by that is this. It's funny how somebody shit on you, and then they want you to clean it up. So guess what? You gonna clean it up, and you gonna get the fuck up, and you gonna get on. That's all I got to say. Yeah. So yeah, just like Beyonce be out here saying, all the single ladies raise your hands. You don't need a man. You gonna do what you want to do because you can. Well, ladies, I need y'all to understand, as well as the fellas. Okay. We need to learn how to have long-lasting, old-school relationships, whereas that you got to take your time. And then if you got to have a talk with yourself and ask self, how do I dissect what she just said? So what nephew likes to do, and we done had this conversation, is that he put himself in her shoes as well. So take that as a mental note. You guys want to put yourself in the shoes of the person. Therefore, you're not going to all the time. Yeah, you know. Understand. All right, about life, fam. You done heard from Uncle Shan. You know, Uncle Shan, old school. You know, the old school, they gonna tell you how it is, because that's just how it is. But now, that's pretty much all we had to say about What's on Your Mind Monday. Learn how to communicate effectively, and if a person can't seem to comprehend, just break it down to them, like Uncle Shan said. Break it down to the lowest common denominator. And when you're frustrated, it is true what they say. Do take a deep breath. While you're taking a deep breath, it helps you to regroup, and if need be, put yourself in a timeout. Yes, go put yourself in a 30-minute timeout, so you can be like, you know what, man, I really want to understand what is going on. Baby, can you give me 30 minutes? I'm going to put myself in a timeout. She might find some humor in that, but he or she might find some humor in that, but at the same time, that helps. Because if you genuinely love somebody, you're going to work with them, and you're going to try to get it together. But if it's one of those relationships and situations that you can try to absolute everything that you can possibly do to make it work, and it ain't working, guess what? Like my sister Rob say, give my sister Rob a shout out. What's up, Rob? Like my sister Rob always say, guess what? That's on you. And that is very true. And I'm gonna give my mama a shout out too. Mama Catherine, I'm giving moms a shout out too. Like my mama always told us, a wise man will change, but a fool won't. So stop being a fool. Let's level up. We already grown up, so let's stay up. And let's communicate effectively. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to all my new subs. And also, let me clear something up. You know, sometimes it doesn't show a new sub, and that's because I'm thinking about TikTok, but YouTube, what they do, if you actually got a YouTube channel or subscribe doing YouTube, period, YouTube tends to show us those subscribers. And if you don't have a YouTube and you subscribe, we won't know unless we check the analytics. So I don't want you to feel left out because I didn't put your shit, your name on blast. Because just start you a channel, do whatever you want to do with it, and then I'll know for certain that it was you. So I'm gonna give a shout out to the new sub that came across today. Shout out to you, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Also, y'all, This is a song that I made. Just check it out, because you know, I'm trying to venture out into the music thing too. Versatile. I'm trying to ish. Damn. Yeah. Y'all know who it is. It's underscore about life, baby. Say yeah. Oh, like DJ Khaled say, another one. Shit. What you doing later? What you doing later? What you doing later? I got the activator. I'm a content creator, a motivator, and an inspirator. You can see. Just Google me, and now you know. So let's go. Let's roll. She said, okay. I know you're from the Bay, and you love to play, and you move my way. I say, yeah, look at you, so short and thick, with them hips, you already know, I love the lip. We gone off the sip, now it's time to dip. She said, wow, like that? You already know, I got the biggest cat. It go rat-a-tat, and you love to splat. I said, woo-wee. Ah, okay. Let me matriculate as I motivate. I'm gon' craft. We gon' sip on this draft. She said, you know I don't like beer, but I don't have no fear, cause is near. I'm in a comfort zone. Let's roll. What you doing later? What you doing later? I say, what you doing later?
You apply your pressure, the way they design you.